Hey guys, WitchyCatLady here. In Dragon Adventures, I want to try to give you the Q&A update information from Dom's stream in the Discord server the other day. I'm going to do my very best. My voice is doing better, but it's still kind of coming and going, so we're going to be talking over some previous gameplay that I just recorded down in Undercity. So bear with me. I'm going to try to get you this information in as a consolidated manner as possible with screenshots that I have managed to get from that Q&A stream. And this is all about upcoming updates as well as ideas. Now keep in mind that some of the stuff that I'm going to share with you is not completely set in stone. There is the possibility that some of it will change a little bit. So just bear that in mind. And of course, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I did reach out to Dom in a message and asked him about recording these in the future, and that is something that they are looking into, as it will be very helpful for members of the Discord server, other players, and all of that. So I'm really excited for that, and I'll have permission to use snippets from it in videos to help explain things in his own words so that you can hear him say it in the future. So these kinds of Q&A streams being explained in the future, I think will go much smoother, but I'm going to do the best that I can. So I'll go ahead and put up screenshots of the Q&A notes that one of the admins did take. You can pause and read these if you want to. They are also on my community tab. I will be using these combined with my own handwritten notes to make sure that you have as much information as at least I was able to gather from this. So the first thing we're going to look at is the fishing is going to be changed, and it's going to be changed for the better. So as you know, right now the fishing clicker thing requires you to basically spam click it, and the risk of losing something is great. There's nothing more devastating than losing an egg or a legendary potion that you really were trying to get. So it's going to be changing to this new type of minigame that they're using in Animal Kingdom, and I'll insert a clip of me playing some of that in Animal Kingdom. And with this new minigame, there is no chance of you failing it. So even if you misclick, which I've purposely done in this clip, you don't lose the item that you were trying to get, which is a huge plus. I'm really looking forward to this. This is definitely something amazing. Another thing they're going to be adding is how you can get experience and coins. So instead of just grinding, mobs and selling stuff and bosses and time trials, there's going to be a new interactive way of picking them up around the map. And there are some screenshots that I believe that I got from his stream, and I've also got a clip or two from Animal Kingdom, as the coins and stars basically look like they're from there. I mean, keep in mind this is all under Sonar Studios and Twin Atlas, so they have access to all the same assets. And in my opinion, this really helps streamline if you're going from game to game, you know what's what. But this is really cool. I like being able to just run around and pick up stuff. I like options for getting experience, for getting coins, so that way it keeps you interested and it's more fun. Now, if this runs like Animal Kingdom does, then it is a global thing, so there may feel like there's some competitive in this. But in Animal Kingdom, they do respawn pretty quickly. If you find it frustrating, I mean, there's always private servers, or try to find a smaller public server. But I don't think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be a very positive change. They are also looking to change how we get food and resources around the world. Instead of doing that annoying minigame that I don't think any of us likes, they're going to make it so that it's more interactive. You can go and attack these things. And Dom did talk about, let me try to find it in my notes, about having not just the normal small ones there to attack, but also having like some bigger ones, similar to the meteors in Galaxy, so that more than one person can interact with it and get the goodies that are coming from it. And he wants to do this because he wants to add incentives and boosts to get people going back into the worlds. The bigger the node, the more goodies you can get from it. He is also looking at adding in secret areas and caves with treasures in them. And he said that he could put literally anything in there that they want. They can put in XP, they can put in coins, they can put in potions, rare items like accessories, anything he wants he can put in there. And that's to reward players that go out and explore. They are also working on a grasslands revamp, and I will throw up a few screenshots that I managed to get when Dom is streaming. He really moves around a lot, so it's hard to grab a screenshot. But if I can record snippets going forward, I can throw those into these update videos, and that will really help. So if I've grabbed the screenshots, those are coming up or are already there. The point really is to just open it up more. Grasslands is crowded. It doesn't look like a grasslands. It looks just like chaos trees. So they're really taking down some of the mountains, send them out to the void, just opening it back up more, and they're also redoing the mob area, getting rid of those X's. Dom has gotten chatty again and posted another picture in Discord. If I remember to grab it and insert it, I'll put it in around here, showing down that he's putting bones instead of X's, and I think it's going to look really good. Oh, and when is all this coming? At the end of the stream, Dom did say that he wants to put the adventure back in the Dragon Adventures in 2024. So updates should start kind of like funneling in anytime. They want to start getting some in December. I think as soon as some of things are ready, they're going to start just rolling them out. But it looks like 2024 is going to be a year of just massive overhaul, revamps. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Before I forget and it gets buried in my notes, the winter updates are coming. There will be an advent calendar that releases on December 1st, so you can get a new item every day. And then the full winter update will be middle of December, I believe December 15th. Now, there is going to be a big update that they're looking into. Now, some of this is subject to change. It is not all completely set in stone. It involves the breeding. There are some revamps coming to the breeding system. So hold tight with me while I try to explain what I heard, what I've noted down, what's in the Q&A notes. So right now, the only thing you can breed is the world dragons. And the only thing you can breed across them is elements, colors, materials, sometimes some mutations. You know, it's, in my opinion, it kind of grew a little stale pretty fast. So they're going to be adding in more things that you can breed. Breeding in traits or cosmetic things. Let's see what they have here on the notes, because my notes are all over the place. So genetic traits can be things like albino, melanism, cosmetic traits like glowing eyes, dragon auras. You know, he mentioned some examples. I didn't jot them down because they're not set in stone, but this opens up a whole world of possibilities. There is so much that can be done, and there will be both positive and negative traits that the dragons can't get. Such like they can get like sharp claws, they can get like low IQ, and this would affect some of their abilities. One of the big changes that has some people kind of split, and I'm just going to go on and drop it on you, is that they want to make the season and event dragons breedable. Now, before you go jumping in the comments, hold on a second. Seasons and events can be breedable, but they will not make more dragons into the game. And you must breed with the same species. So, for example, you have to have a Skeletor and a Skeletor. And when you breed these together, they will make a baby. But then one of the adults that's the same gender as the baby will no longer be in your inventory. Dom says that they don't know how exactly they're doing that yet. They're trying to make it as less of a, what he said, a Bambi moment as possible. We don't want it to be dramatic, but an adult will go away so that you're left with no more dragons than what you started with. So you will breed 2 dragons and you'll be left with 2 dragons and one will be a baby. Now you're thinking, well, what's the point in that? Well, the point in that is to, try to get some traits onto some seasons and events. Maybe you're working on making a theme on a season or event dragon, and being able to breed colors can, help you get closer to what you're trying to do instead of using a ton of potions. What if you're trying to get more mutations on a season or event dragon without using potions? This could be an option as well. Or, just because it's fun. I've honestly saved 2 Skeletors that I'm going to be experimenting with for a video when this eventually drops. And I'll save a couple other low events from upcoming events like the winter event so that we can see how this goes. I will gladly experiment on this for you to see, so if you're uncomfortable seeing what happens, I'll do that for you. I'll do that in a video for you. I have absolutely no problems with that whatsoever. So, let's don't panic. Everything will be okay, and I think this is going to be a great addition to the game. Now, Dom did say that if anybody can think of a way to allow the season or event dragons to breed without having one die, without creating more in the game, then to please let him know. You will be able to co-hatch with seasons and events in the same manner as breeding them. So how that's going to happen is that you have 2 people co-hatching and you will each get an egg. Well, then each player loses that adult because there will never be any more dragons in the game than what there were before the breed or the co-hatch, if that makes sense. I'm never going to co-hatch a season or event because I'm actually kind of attached to mine. I may experiment with that with some of the low events, maybe using an alt, and we'll see how that goes. Actually, you know what? I will do that. I will hold on to some low events, and I will experiment with the co-hatching with one of my alts so that we can see how that works when this comes out. And again, all the details are not here. He's still, throwing the ideas together. The whole team's going to be working on everything. Now, here are some really big, amazing things to the breeding for worlds as well. Let's see if you guys think like this. Let me know in the comments. Okay, first off, your error colors will not be passed through breeding, which is nothing new, but here's the new thing. Are you ready for this? There is a chance, again, a chance, that legendary eye and color can be passed on to the offspring. A very small, rare chance, but a chance. Did you hear that? Let me repeat that again. A small, very small chance that legendary eye and legendary colors can be passed on to the offspring. I'm I'm excited for this. And I've got a couple legendary world dragons scattered somewhere on my alts, so I'll be finding those so that we can experiment with that as well. This is going to change values. And I know people are divided on this. There are people that are like, yes, values need to be changed up. It's gotten ridiculous. And there are people that are like, no, I like values where they are. This is what I enjoy in the game. And I get that. I get both sides. But change is not always a terrible thing. It's different, and it can be hard to go through a change in a game that we love. But once we get used to it, it's just it'll be okay. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Please keep it polite and civil. I think these changes are exciting. Games get stale. Another big thing that is coming: the wild and tame status is no longer going to be a thing. That's going to get removed. We're not going to have wild dragons. We're not going to have tame dragons. Now, if you have wild and tame potions, you don't have to panic over, oh, well, I wasted this and wasted that. You're going to get compensated for that. You're going to get coins when this update comes through, if they're in your inventory. So just hold on to those and you'll get some coin compensation for that. and not in the Q&A notes in the Discord, but I have here. We asked in the chat, what about, some of the other dragons it's not an event, it's not a season, it's not exactly a world. So the Zen. The Zen is a prehistoric world dragon, but it is not breedable. And so we asked Dom, and Dom said, yeah, we may make the Zen breedable like all the other world dragons because it's been in long enough. So he took that note down. So honestly, hopefully they do that. The Zen has been in for a very long time. I think it's due to be able to be breedable. That would be very nice. Your guild dragons will be treated like seasons and events as far as breeding. So yes, that means you can breed Mox dragons when they come out with this breeding update. Again, I'm not going to because I'm attached to mine, but this is an option for people. Everything is just really getting opened up. I love this. I like options. Dom said that they may be able to look into adding in for future dragons a hatch date so that you can see when you hatched something. That would be really interesting. That would be a nice small change. Okay, let's see. What's next on here? Your PvP. The PvP world is still in the making. Here is the hang up with Guild Wars and PvP. Dom said that they wanted to release the two together. The Guild Wars is ready to go. PvP is not. PvP is looking at January. So what he has done is he has put in the Discord server, in the dev feed, a poll. If you are in the Discord server, go take that poll and vote, would you like for Guild Wars to come out now before PvP is ready, or would you like for it to wait? And I can tell you right now, sitting in that no mic chat during the stream, it was a very large, unanimous, please release the Guild Wars now. A lot of people really like the Guild Wars, as do I. It's a lot of fun, and it would be something to do between, waiting on these big events like Halloween and winter. Now, if the Guild Wars does come out, obviously the PvP World Dragons will wait until PvP World. And he is also going to be making changes to the Shadow Altar. If I have a random screenshot of the altar, I'll throw it in here. If not, please just imagine that it's on the screen. Thank you so much for bearing with me while I'm sick and trying to get you this information. I hope that my video coverage of me just randomly in Undercity is entertaining for you while listening to me try not to sound like a dead bird. So, changes to the Shadow Altar. He wants to make it so it's more interactive, because honestly right now it's boring. We go up, we throw our food in, and we wait. We can sit there and twiddle our thumbs, we can go kill mobs, we can go kill bosses, but as far as engaging with the Shadow Altar, there's literally nothing else to do than throw your sacrificial food in there and hope for the best. And a lot of people just don't go up there anymore. So he's going to change that. He wants to add in things like these tentacles that grow up around prehistoric that you have to go out and you have to fight and destroy so that it increases, your chances of getting an egg. You still have to feed the altar, he said. So we'll be feeding the altar and then doing something interactive, attacking tentacles. I like it. I get so bored just sitting around waiting. My ADHD can't handle that. Another random note I have in here about the Dragonpedia. They are going to make the Dragonpedia so that it discovers dragons that you get through trading, which is a huge plus because there are so many things that new players are going to struggle to get. If you're just now coming into the game, this game's been in for years, and you're like, yes, I'm getting caught up getting all these dragons. If you're only getting them through trading, they don't count as discovered. And that's a little discouraging because then you have to sit around and wait for things to come back in order for it to count as discovered. Well, that's going to change. So now you can discover a dragon by getting it in trade, which is absolutely amazing. And honestly, I think the way it should be. World progression. This is a big one. Dom stated in the stream that most new players coming to Dragon Adventures get to Jungle World and then never come back. And we all know why. It's the monotony of going and finding the eggs to discover the dragons. And we all see it. We've been through it. We've seen people in chat get discouraged. It can be very tedious. It can be very discouraging when you just can't get that one dragon to hatch. Well, he's going to change it. He wants to make it so that any new player can access any world. Now, that doesn't, give full freedom of, woohoo, you have all the dragons. No, absolutely not. The whole point in opening up all the worlds so that new players can go play with their friends in any world. I tell you what, there have been some of my friends that go to join me and then they'll message me in social media and be like, hey, I can't go to the world you're in Dragon Adventures. I'll be up in like Wasteland or Prehistoric and the highest they can reach is like Volcano. We just want to play together. So I think that's a great change. Let players go explore. Let them unlock dragons in whatever order, that they can instead of forcing them through. I like it. Open it up. Let us play. Let us have an adventure. Now, what they may be doing for those dragons is, yes, of course, you still need to unlock them. They're looking at some other way to implement that, like maybe some kind of mission or something. He spat out some possibilities, so we'll wait and see what the team ends up choosing. I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited for it. Okay, one thing Dom said he's looking at is base saves. People who like to really build up their plots in Dragon Adventures have asked about the ability to save builds so that they can switch back and forth between them instead of having to rebuild it each time. Dom says that the issue with that is just the amount of storage space that they have within Roblox per player. So they're going to see if there's something that they can do. People did ask about, well, can we rotate the building platform? And Dom actually got a little excited and said they may be able to do that. So I think he might be looking into that. And, those of us with different plots, different themes, you know what I mean. Sometimes that square just lines up weird with the theme. If we could just rotate it around, that would be really, really awesome. Another huge thing to the players that, could be a small update, I don't know what kind of coding it would require, is that we're asking about put in some kind of setting to reduce the neon. I know people love their neon dragons, but there are those of us that it's a bit much. It can be very bothersome to people with eye sensitivities or triggers like seizures, migraines, or other types of things. And when we're just sitting down in Undercity and a large neon dragon spawns on us, or sitting there flapping its wing off to the side, it hurts. So Dom and them said they're going to be looking into adding something to help reduce that, and I'm really looking forward to that. There's probably a few little details that I'm skipping over that are notes from the facts, which is why I did put them up earlier in the video, and I might pop them in periodically throughout the video just to give you all something to look at. So feel free to pause, skip forward, go back, do whatever you want. I'm just looking in now to see if there's anything really important to cover. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. Some of these updates hopefully will be coming out soon, like the fishing, and we'll be able to go in game and see exactly how that works. As far as seasons and events returning, Dom said that previous events, like Easter, Halloween, those dragons will always come back. They have no plans to stop them coming back. So, if you missed the bun in Easter, when Easter comes around, you'll have a chance at that again. So no worries about that. And the Merge Lab at Halloween was an experiment. He said they may be able to implement it in the future. They're looking into it, thinking about it, and they're looking at maybe making it so that the dragon is juvenile instead of an adult. Because it was a little painstaking growing some of them to adult with, the almost 2 hour growth time on some of them. Some people in the chat were asking about maybe some type of gift exchange within the game, maybe in the winter holiday update. Not 100% sure what that would entail, but it seemed to think or seemed to act like he was thinking about that. Sorry, I kind of stumbled on my words there. Again, I do apologize. I'm trying to maintain not coughing. And again, everything is subject to change. Now, here is one big one that I'll leave you with at the end of this. And then, actually, there's another one as well. Let me discuss this other one as well. Um, World bosses, they want to modify it. So you've seen how they did the Galaxy boss. You've seen how they did the Paradox boss of Halloween. Those were so much more engaging instead of just this stand around the boss, blast it, blast the mobs, stand around the boss again. They want to add more engagement to the bosses, give us more to do. One thing that Dom said he wants to do is make it so the boss is not like a separate place you teleport to, that you go find the boss out in the world and you have to do something to kind of invoke it, trigger it, or whatever to be activated, and that people can go attack the boss together. I love that. Have it out there in the world, not go teleport to, begging people to join you in the queue, all that. Just have it there so you can see it. I love that. Okay, here's our last big thing I'll drop on you. Dragon Season Revamp. So, right now, except for the Vidriki, all season dragons come in through the season pass and the free pass, and then they return a second time. There have been no plans to have it be a third. Now, this is not really anything I think was fully planned out, just based on my time in the game. There's been, changes to who's kind of running the show, so, it is what it is. But the team is working on making sure that things do return. So, what we have down here in the Q&A notes, changes to how the pass currently works to make it more interactive. The Vidriki will not be within the pass, but everything else will come back through. So, what they're saying is that you will not see the Vade come back through the pass. But hold on and listen to me, because I'm going to explain more on that. Other season dragons, it sounds like, will be getting cycled back through the season pass, as well as possibly some other way. So that's actually a good thing. That's one thing I love about this game, is that things do cycle back through. It's not like, if you come in 5 years later, you have zero chance of getting some of the first season 1 things. It's awful. It's discouraging. People don't want to play a game if they can't get the things. So season dragons will be returning. Here's the deal with the Vade. The Vade was the first season dragon. I have no idea why the Vade didn't come back in a second time like everything else. And now we're in a situation where, Vade is very, very expensive to trade for. So the team has this tricky situation of trying to find a way to bring it back while not totally upsetting the entire community. Is everyone going to be happy with whatever they decide? Yeah, absolutely not. That just doesn't happen with any decision you make on anything. So they're trying to find a way to bring it back in a way that will appeal to most people. Now, keep in mind that what I think and what I'm picking up on what's being dropped as hints here and there, if Vade makes a return, it will not be extremely easy to get. It's going to have to be something that you're going to have to work for. And it's going to have to be something for those really dedicated players. Because, it's already something that has to be worked for. So, in my opinion, it needs to stay something to work for. But there needs to be another option other than paying 50 million coins to get it. Because that grind for 50 million coins is brutal. You know, there should be other ways to earn this dragon. Some people have said in the Discord server some suggestions, you know, put it in the Guild Wars, but make it a really expensive egg. Not something that you're going to get in 1 or 2 wars. You're going to have to choose to save up your gems for several Guild Wars in order to buy this egg. I think that's a fair suggestion. You know, you've got to put in the dedication. So we'll see what they choose. Just whatever they choose, please be kind in how you respond, because it is a tricky decision. So I think I've covered everything. If you have any questions, again, please let me know in the comments. I hope that I've remembered to get all the screenshots that I wanted to put in. If some of them are out of order, I do apologize. I honestly thought I'd be feeling better by now. It's been like a week. Uh, my voice is probably not going to be okay after this. I'm probably going to have to rest for the rest of the day. So I hope this helps you understand with what's coming up. Please keep an eye on the community tab. I will post information there just to try to save my voice a little bit, but I want to get the information out to you guys because I know people are not in the Discord server and have questions, or, you know, they missed the stream. So again, please let me know any questions in the comments. I will do my best to answer. Maybe some other people can answer if I miss one. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in game or another video. Bye.